Hey everyone, today I kind of want to do something a little bit different for my channel, do like a little bit of a guide tutorial for beginner femboys. Transfems are welcome here as well. Basically, I'll be going over some of the beginner wears or some of the clothes for beginner femboys. Because obviously there's going to be some femboys that are people that want to be femboys that aren't really going to know where they're going to get their clothes at or what to wear or what to expect. Now, as for femboys, the choices are pretty much unlimited because you can wear whatever you want to wear. But if you really do want to find or have like a good starter for what clothes you want to buy or wear, then I think this video might help a little bit. Also, before I continue, I apologize for my voice sounding so bad. I am a little bit sick and my throat is a little bit sore. So if my voice cracks or whatever, just ignore that. I'm getting better, trust me. Alright, so the first thing that I do want to get into is like which store clothings you're going to get your clothes from. When it comes to trying out different clothes, especially girls' clothes too, for femboys, I would recommend going to like a real store, like any like nearby real store that does sell things like thigh-highs or skirts and try them on for yourself. I mean, you could try it on without people seeing, or people knowing that you're actually trying to pick out a skirt or whatever. Or if you're too socially anxious for that, like me, that's perfectly okay, too. But to find like probably the best clothes would be online shopping. Now, some of the most reliable and convenient stores are like Amazon or Etsy or maybe even like Walmart or wherever it seems convenient enough or good enough to get your clothes at. I wouldn't really recommend sites like Temu or Etsy from their accusations and what may be behind those companies and what they possibly support. You can use those if you want to. I just really wouldn't recommend using those if you were to buy femboy clothes. But there is this one femboy clothing store that I really would recommend you trying out. It's called RoseClothing, ran by dtbk on TikTok. I recommend you checking out his store and watching his TikTok as well. It's not a really big selection, but it has enough basic femboy outfits or even just clothes that I feel like all you would like, and at a very reasonable price too. So, in speaking about money, depending on how much money you have and how much accessibility you can for online shopping, typically you would want to buy like a skirt and thigh-highs, which is sort of what I did last year. But if you only have enough money for one or the other, I'd recommend starting off with the thigh-highs first, because trust me, once you first buy them and try them on, you'll love them. These thigh-highs right here, even though they were too small on me, I absolutely loved them. These are like my day ones right here. And for that, you're probably wondering, which thigh-highs is probably best for me? Well, for thigh-highs, it's a little bit complicated, but there are different brands with like different sizes. Like, I get mine from K-Homa, because their thigh-highs are a little bit more bigger and made for like more larger, taller or even thicker people like me. But if you're like more shorter or skinny, you may want to go for like for a more generic brand, or one that takes for like a normal size or whatever. But you want to make sure you want to read a description of those thigh highs to see which kind of size would be perfect for you, because it will either say like the measurements or say which type of like body it will support. And the reviews are also pretty helpful too to decide if they're perfect for you or not. Like if they're stretchy, comfortable, able to fit you, things like that. That's what you need to look out for thigh highs, since they are pretty difficult to find the perfect size for, since there aren't really any made for guys or boys even. But even if they don't fit perfectly or fit fine enough, you'll still love them. Trust me. You'll love them how much I love mine. To help my voice a little bit. Now for the skirt part, it's actually a little bit more easier to find your size for the skirt, since the skirt has a size chart in it on which size is based on like how wide your waist is and stuff like that. I know there's like length to it and stuff like that, but to find a skirt that would properly fit you, I would recommend just looking at the waist and measuring your waist too. And if you don't know what your waist is, just grab some like any type of measuring tape that you might have and measure your waist around, and then see like which size fits for you. I know in some like other countries do it different, or even some different brands have like a different size chart for you to look at. So if that's there, just make sure to look out for it. But this is the basic size chart, and there really isn't much which style of skirt you have to go for. It could be really long, it can be colorful or anything like that. But if you do want to keep it basic, you can just choose black or pink. I really like the pink one that I have from this one that I bought right here. It's big enough and it looks really, really cute, and just, I absolutely love it. Or if you don't really want to go for a skirt, you can do like shorts, and the shorts are even more simpler because all you have to do is just measure with the size of your pants, and then boom, you got your shorts. But either way, both are pretty good to start off with, and both are really good. And if you probably have like a little bit of money left over, or if you want to take it the next step a little bit, you can get a little bit of like more clothes or even like different accessories. Like I have obviously the cute kawaii masks and the arm warmers that I have too, just to sort of sprinkle in a little bit of the aesthetic more. But like I said, you can get whatever you want. It doesn't have to be just any of this. If you really don't want to start off basic, you can go even more further. But these are sort of like the basic steps and the basic clothes that I would recommend for beginners, for femboys, or even for trans femmes too. Because throughout the whole year of me being a femboy helped me with my identity, and if it helps you with your identity too, then I really recommend this too, not even just for being a femboy. Trans femmes are valid too. And trans masks. Anyways, now it's also very important that there's a certain way that you must wash your clothes as well, so that they don't burn or shrink or anything like that. Now, if you have a washing machine at home, I wouldn't recommend washing your clothes with pure bleach like Clorox, because if you already use a bleach like Clorox, it would either stain or remove the colors off of your femboy clothes, since there's some clothes that can be pretty sensitive to those kinds of bleaches. So I wouldn't recommend Clorox. But there's a type of detergent that I like to use that's called Tide, that's really safe for any kind of clothing and makes your clothes smell nice too. And if you can use softener, I would use softener like Downy. It keeps the colors intact, and it's all really, really good, and it makes keeps your clothes stretchy and soft. And I would really not recommend drying your clothes in the drying machine because of its incredible heat, and it might even shrink your clothes. If you don't want your clothes to shrink or get really hot, then I would recommend not using the drying machine. Oh, and almost forgot that if you want to clean your clothes in the washing machine, make sure you use cold water. You want to keep it cold so it doesn't shrink. I know that warm water works best for cleaning, but trust me, it's better if you just use cold water. And for drying, if you can, I'd recommend doing air drying. And it doesn't have to be outside. You can literally just lay them on whatever and just let them dry. You can even use the fan too. Just make sure it doesn't warm up or anything. And there you have it. That's your basic femboy fit for femboy beginners. Like I said, I know my voice is not the greatest. I'm currently sick right now, so I'm sorry for that. I know there are some like similar guides to like this, but I want to give my personal experience and a little bit of my opinion to this sort of thing. And like I said, it doesn't have to be just for femboys. It could be for trans femmes too, that, you know, that either want to fit into that aesthetic or really want to help them figure out their, you know, their identity and stuff like that. So I really hope this helps. And yeah, also one more important thing I need to note is that you don't have to be insecure about, oh, am I too fat? Am I too ugly? You don't need to worry about that. Just be yourself. Don't care what people think of you. Just be yourself and be comfortable in your new femboy clothes. So yeah, that's all. See ya.